Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice.
Charlie Kirk's wife, Erika.
Charlie went to see the face of his savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
For allegedly knowing what happened to him and why he wasn't alive. Allegedly, it has a lot to do with how Kirk was fighting some very powerful billionaires that he took money from over the thing she was discussing, and that the pressure on him was immense over the last 2 weeks. Allegedly, the messages are even going to leak in the coming days. Yep. I know you're asking yourself the same questions I'm going to ask. What billionaires and what exactly is going to leak in the so-called messages? Who's got the messages and what's their agenda? Are they cooperating with law enforcement? Oh, based on what the streets are saying, Erika knows. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. We all know that Charlie Kirk was an American conservative political activist, author, and media personality known for co-founding and serving as CEO of Turning Point USA. He was also a closely of United States President.
Utterly devastated. We are heartbroken and completely shattered that Charlie Kirk has died aged 31. And I think we are all grappling with the enormity of this tragedy. I mean, Charlie was like no one else. He was a leader. He was an incredible debater.
Supportive of Trump. We can actually describe him as one of the most prominent voices on the right in recent years and a driving force in Trump's presidential campaigns. A few days ago, Kirk was hit right on the neck by someone who clearly knew exactly what he was doing. And since then, the internet has gone crazy with information that has been hitting us left, right, and center. Like, what do you mean bullets found in the rifle were inscribed with various messages and internet memes? That Thiespen case was inscribed with notices bulge owl. What's that? A reference to furry online roleplay. 3 unfired rounds were also allegedly engraved with, "Hey fascist, catch with arrows." Well, the arrows were referring to a sequence of game controller inputs used to release a bomb in the video game Helldivers 2. Reportedly, there was also an inscription with, "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao Ciao," a reference to the Italian anti-fascist song Bella Ciao, and another one engraved, "If you read this, you are gay." Lo, what in the actual hell? Also, when I tell y'all that numerous conspiracy theories about the attack are already spreading like wildfire is crazy. Apparently, there are people saying that the attack appeared to have been a professional hit either by a nation-state, rogue elements of the American government, or a terrorist organization. There's also been a rumor centered on people standing near Kirk who were purported to have made unusual gestures before he was unalived. Like, they allegedly knew what was happening. Then there have been people who have made claims without evidence on social media that Kirk was unalived as a result of United States support for Ukraine. There has even been a theory that Kirk's death was purportedly faked, and this is because in the videos that made rounds, Kirk's ring appeared to switch fingers. Well, it's possible that the ring was hinged, meaning a latch opens and closes the ring on the finger. But this hasn't stopped this conspiracy theory from making rounds. I mean, there have even been allegations about the involvement of Israel, with some commentators attempting to link the event to the Israeli MSAD and to Kirk's comments about the Epstein files. Allegedly, Kirk believed Israel would get rid of him if he turned against them. But Israeli Prime Minister
Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate
and pushing his far-right ideology. But before this, she also had a life working in the entertainment industry as a model, actress, and casting director. But just like Charlie Kirk, Erba Franvi spreads conservative values, especially concerning marriage and family planning. For instance, during a January 2025 appearance on The Sage Steele Show, she spoke about being the submissive partner within her marriage. He's not the master and you're the slave. That's not how marriage works. A lot of people forget to read the Bible verse after that where it says, "Husbands, love your wife like Christ loves the church." And that's where it's that healthy balance of like, I love submitting to Charlie because he's a phenomenal leader and the way that he loves me like melts me to want to be able to, how can I help you? I mean, every single morning I ask him and he asks me, how can I be praying for you? How can I make your day better? And he asks him at the end of that, what can I do so that when you come home at the end of the night, like, what do you need at home? What do you want to eat? Obviously, okay, whatever. Some people are like, women, army, kitchen, whatever. No. Do I cook every night? No, but do I? Yeah, whatever. But like, how can I help make when you come home? What? How can we make the landing pad a little bit softer? So it's just that I don't know. And I love that he spoke out. I love that you're speaking out. Like, it's special that people are like rising up and being like, you know what? Life's short. This is the truth, and I'm going to speak it. Erika also shared a lot of her other values with Kirk. And based on the interactions they had publicly, I think it's safe to say Kirk opened up to her about the things he never shared in public. And these, according to sources, included threats he received. So far, Erika hasn't necessarily said anything tangible publicly other than admitting that he privately shared things with her. But we have insiders who have suggested that she will. And allegedly, whatever is going to come out will be huge. I mean, considering the lengths that were taken to make sure the job was clean, I see how it's possible there's something bigger at play. And just to goover the details of what happened, the thing is, Turning Point USA announced on August 27th that Kirk would be visiting several college campuses during September. Through October 2025, as part of a speech and debate series titled The American Comeback Tour, Kirk's appearance at UVU was scheduled to be the first stop on the tour. But a petition was circulated calling on the university to cancel his appearance. But the university stated that it would allow him to speak in accordance with its free speech and open discussion policies. Based on reports, approximately 3,000 people attended the event, which was secured by 6 police officers and Kirk's private security personnel. And although the event was ticketed, no ticket was required to attend and no metal detectors were used. Now, based on reports, security footage showed the suspect arriving on campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at 8:29 a.m. But he was dressed differently than from the time of the incident. He appeared again at around 11:50 a.m. when he moved through a grassy area into a parking lot near campus. Then, at around 11:53 a.m., he stopped at the top of some stairs and pulled out his phone before proceeding into a pedestrian tunnel. He was then seen at 12:02 p.m., walking on the north side of the Lucy Center, where he would later take his at Kirk from the roof. Also, according to an affidavit, the suspect entered the Lucy Center from the southeast side, and 13 minutes later was seen ascending stairs next to the building. An investigator said that by 12:22 p.m., he was on the roof lying on his stomach facing the location where Kirk was speaking. Then at 12:23 p.m., a single shot was fired from the roof of the Lucy Center, 130 men from Kirk, hitting him in the neck. Video footage also showed the suspect running from the south corner of the Lucy Center roof to the north corner, where the ground was higher and he could hang from the edge of the roof and dropped to the ground, which occurred at about 12:24 p.m. In addition, palm prints were later found at the edge of the roof, as well as smudges from which samples were collected to look for DNA, and a footprint was found on the ground, which showed he was wearing Converse sneakers. He then moved into a wooden area of the North Campus where a rifle with a sculpin top and containing inscribed bullet casings was later found. Coincidentally, Charlie was answering questions related to exactly what happened to him, because the last 2 questions before he was hit were, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mashed over the last 10 years? Kirk responded, too many. The questioner followed up with, do you know how many MASH there have been in America over the last 10 years? Then Ash was answering that, bang, bang, right in the neck with some pro-military precision if you ask me. So soon after the incident, Police arrested conservative libertarian activist George Zinn on campus grounds after Zinn claimed to have hit Kirk, but released him soon after. Authorities later clarified that Zinn's arrest was for potential obstruction of justice. It was also reported that Zinn had a history of mental health issues and of disrupting public events. Later, the FBI announced on social media that the subject in Kirk's unaliving had been apprehended, and Utah Governor Spencer Cox stated that a person of interest was being detained. But within 2 hours of the initial announcement, the FBI stated that the subject had been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Then, later that day, the FBI indicated that facial recognition efforts had been successful, released photos of a person of interest, and offered up to $100,000 for information on the case. Eventually, a man in Washington, Utah, recognized the photos as showing his son, Tyler James Robinson, a 30-year STU.